Yeah, you're welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be teaching you all that you need to know about HTML5, CSS, and JavaScript. How these three technology works together to provide you the websites that you see around you. So without further ado, let's get started. This is the Visual Studio environment. I'm going to be creating a files. I'm going to be creating HTML file, CSS file, and also JavaScript file. And first and foremost, show you how this intersect one another. Okay, let's get started. I have a folder open already, so let me call this index.html and also create another folder. You can see at the top of the left hand side corner here we have new files. That's what you should do. Okay, let me call this one style CSS. Then I'm going to be calling this action.js. Action.js. Good. So what does HTML do? HTML is the structural part of the website, like you have in the building now. If you want to build a house, they first of all erect block, do the column, pillar, everything. That can be um, likened to HTML. HTML is without what structure. Okay, so what gives HTML structure or the building structure is the plastering and painting, decoration. That one makes it what it can be likened to CSS. CSS makes our website to be beautiful. It beautifies the website. It position each element of the website where they ought to be. Okay, we are going to be saying that as we progress. And also JavaScript is the event handling on the website, like we have in our house. If you have a switch that put on light and put off light. Such a thing you can liken it to what JavaScript. If you have seen on the website when you click a particular button and it does something, that is JavaScript. So all of this we're going to be saying it. Okay, so let's get started. First and foremost, you start the building by erecting blocks. So let's start the HTML first. On my Mac OS or your window, you can press Shift 1. Shift 1 will give you this. Intelligence will pop up. Then you have a boiler code. So yeah, let's change this to login page. So we are going to be creating login page today. Login page. So let's run that. Let's run it. Save it. Control X. Then here I have an extension go live. I can go live. That's live server. So if you don't have this, no problem. What you need to do, get your system connected to the internet and click on this extension here. When you click on this extension, search for live server. So it's because I'm not connected yet. So if you are connected, you will see it pop up here. I have it already, so I don't need that. So let me run this code first. Let me run it. You see, we don't have anything in the body. Take note of that. Let me run it by clicking on go live. Go live. Okay, good. So can you see what we just created? We have a login page, and this is the local host. This is the URL, and this is the domain. Okay, all right, so this is the name of the file, this is the URL. So we have empty body. That's why it's showing emptiness here. So meaning we have not put anything here. So whatsoever thing you have inside your head, whatsoever you have inside your head, like this title now, it shows at the title section of the browser. Can you see it here? And this icon too, if you want to change the icon, you change it within this head section. So let's get started. Okay, now having done that, let's put everything in order. Okay, good. So what we want to do now, we want to create a login page that will have two containers. This very side there will give us more information about the company, and this other side is going to we need input field or form that the user is going to supply every of the details that is the website is asking for. So we are going to see that. Just be patient as we go together. So first and foremost, let's create a container. When you start with dot, it means you are trying to create a div. Okay, dot, and also that dot means you whatsoever thing you type is the name of the class the div is carrying. Okay, so let's call it container. So when I press enter, you can see a div is created for us. So we need another div for the info. Let's say container underscore. I put double underscore, single, anyhow, single underscore info. So press enter. Can you see the second one? I'm going to say dot container form. So that's it. So let's just put something in here. Let's put info, and here let's put form. Let's go here. Can you see we have the two of the container stacking on each other? I told you HTML is just a structure. It's just a structural part of the building. What gives you called a positioning, that position our element in an appropriate places is the CSS. So let's just put a structure in place first. This one here, I want to give it let's go. I want to put h1 tag. Here I'm going to be putting learn how should I use this word? Learn how. Okay, good. Learn how to code with Spark ICT Hub. Okay, so let's put a paragraph here. Subscribe, comma, smash the like button, comma, share, full stop, help your friend to your friends to see this. Good. All right, let's see our browser. Good. Some person asked me, how am I moving this? Okay, hold your alt key. If you are on the window, hold alt key down, then press your tab. Can you see? So you release your hand wherever, when you get to where you want to stop. You can see I'm stopping at Chrome. I release my hand. Can you see? Then if I want to go back again, I hold the alt down, then I move, I click on tab on the keyboard. So on the Mac OS, you hold your command, then tab. Okay, you release it when you get to where you're going. So this is what we just added now. Can you see? That is learn how to code with Spark ICT Hub, and subscribe. Smash the like button. As you can see down the video you're watching, you see the like button. Please click on that. You see share it, and also subscribe to the channel, as you'll be getting a lot from this channel. Okay, let's continue. Having gotten that done, let's move to the form. The form, we're going to be putting form. We have a form element. Then inside this form, let's remove this action first. Then here we're going to, let's say, form. I know you know what this means. Now we want to create a div. Yes, so form, let's say form control. Let's call it form control. Why are we giving it this? We are giving it a name or class name because when we start using CSS, we're going to be using those names to identify each of those elements in the HTML document. So now the first thing first, we need a label. label. So that's a label. So let's call it do we even need the label? All right, let's put a label. Let's put name. Let's call it name. So inside this label we're going to be putting input element of type text. Then placeholder will say your full name, your full, or should we call it, yeah, let's make it a first name, first name. Doesn't matter actually, but just make them look good. Okay, first name, then the name itself, the name attribute. So we're going to call it first name. What this does is that it maps this label with the input elements. Okay, so that's why we put that. Now let's give it a class as well. Class name or ID, either way. Let me give it class or ID, either way. ID, I'm going to be calling let me call it first name. Good. So that's done. Okay, so let's duplicate this. Copy and paste the replace. Okay, I think it's good now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to be changing first name to last name. Last name, these are so last name. Yeah, let's say email, then this as well, email. Good. All right, lastly, password. Okay, we can actually select the two values instead of writing it one after the other. On the Mac, position your cursor at the front of this name. Then you have this one also you want to change. Hold your command down, and on the window, if it is window, hold your alt down. Then I'm holding my command down now. Then move your cursor to the next word you want to edit. Click on that. Can you see it? Okay, on the Mac it's actually option, not command. On the window, hot. So I've clicked on the first word. There's the second one I want to change. Put it there. Can you see it now position our cursor on two places where we can easily edit. Can you see it now? Cool. So what I want to put here is password. Okay, so does it need a placeholder? We can put a placeholder here also. Password, let's do something of that nature. Then we need a button that triggers the event. Let's call it what should we call it? Join Spark ICT Hub now. Okay, so of the type, let's put the type submit. Cool. So what's the name? Let's give it also an ID or class name. Let me call it class name. Let's call it what should we call it? Submit. Or should we call it submit, or let's just put submit button. Okay, I think it's cool. Now let's look at what we have. Cool. Now we have the HTML. We are done with the HTML. We have HTML element displayed on our website. Congratulations. Okay, now next thing now is to add the CSS to this page. This is all what we need for. Oh, no, let's add something also to it. Okay, let's add something here before the form. Okay, before the form. Is it before the form now? Okay, before the form, let's add a paragraph. Should we call it paragraph now? Okay, let's just call it paragraph. A P, let's use P. Then it's going to be Spark ICT Hub is adding value to the global economy. Okay, I hope that's correct actually. Okay, cool. All right, now then after this, beneath the button, let's add a paragraph also. That paragraph carries by clicking by clicking the button, comma, you are agreeing to our so this term and condition, I'm going to be putting it inside the anchor tag, term and services HRX terms our policy. Let me use the word policy. Cool, man. Okay, not going anywhere. So this ref, what it does is that, okay, is the one that will redirect you if you want to go to other page. You understand? You can put just http slash google, you understand, google whatever.com. So this, when you click on that URL here, it takes it to, can you see, it moves it from our website to what Google email. All right, let's go back. Now let's remove that since we are not going from this place. Let's just put this. Okay, so this one means, can you see, it does not go anywhere, it still remain in the home. So let's go. So we are done with that. Now we are done with what we need for the HTML. Now let's start adding styles to it. So how do we add styles to HTML? There are 3 ways by which we can do that. Okay, let me create a readme file. I'm going to make this available on my GitHub, so you can clone it. You can fork it and clone it yourself. So readme, let me add a readme file, readme.md. Okay, so to add CSS to your HTML files, comma, use the following method. So there are 3 methods you can actually use whenever you want to add CSS to your HTML. First and foremost, we call inline styling. Okay, inline styling. Then we have the internal styling. Then lastly, we have, guess that, external. You're right, external styling. So inline styling, e.g., this is the form of inline styling. When you have, let's say you have an element P in your HTML, something of this nature. Please pay attention, it's very, very crucial at this point. Let me put something like this. So All right, let me move this. Good. All right, for the inline styling, let's assume we have this. This is how we add inline style. Okay, so in inline style means you are adding CSS alongside the what, the element, the tag name. So this is the open tag and this is the closing tag. In the closing tag we have a slash, meaning we are closing the door. Here there is no slash here, this is to open. So we have open, we have close. Now whatsoever thing you have in between the open tag and closing tag is called the element content. So this open tag with the content and the close tag is called element, HTML element. Okay, I believe you understand now. So let me give you the description again. The open tag, open tag name, content, then close tag name. Can you see it now? So everything now from here to this place, this is called HTML elements. Okay, good. So I believe you understand now. All of this from here to this place is called what? Is called HTML element. Okay, good. So this is the way we had the word internal styling. So if you want to say, okay, let's put, say, color, we want to change the color of the text to white, you have to do that. Can you see the name of the attribute? Now this is called an attribute, this is attribute, and this is what? Value. Attribute is value pair. Okay, so keep value pairs. Okay, then we have the name of the attribute is called style equals to the value. The value must be wrapped in double quotes. So inside the double quote, we want to change the color of the text. When it shoots on our browser, we want to change this to, let's say, red. So you put semicolon. Why? Because semicolon. Why? Because you might want to put other value. Let's say background color, something of that nature. You want to change that one also. So if that one is red, let's say background color should be black so that it will be visible. Then you put another one in case you want to put another thing. So let's try that on our, you can see it's not showing anything. This is just a remark. You can read it when I push it on the so that to follow to understand later. Now let's just do that here. Let's see it in this regard. We have it. Let's just put something here, but we're going to be removing it. I like using external CSS because so our code will not be messy. Okay, it will be easy to make adjustment and do other things, other than we putting it alongside with this HTML code. So it makes the code somehow messy. Okay, so what we did now in that our readme, we're going to, let me split this board into two, the screen into two. Cool. Let me close this. Let me close it. Good. So now we want to put all of these things that we have here. Let's put and see what happens to it. So we have what style as an attribute name, then color, red, semicolon rather. Then we have background color, black. So let's check that out. Cool, we got it. So that is inline styling. Okay, let me change this to white. Red is no comment. Let's try that. Good. You can see now. Let's add another property called padding. You've heard of that one, padding, before. I'm giving it a what? 2 rem. Let's see what will happen. Cool, man. Perfect. So that's how to add CSS. The first one, that inline styling. Okay, but we are not going to use that. Let's remove that. I'm just using it for the purpose of explanation. Let me remove that. So let's go to the second one. It says what? That one is what? is internal styling. Okay, internal, that's number 2. The first method said method 1, method 2, and method 3. So method 2 says internal styling. So internal styling, what it does is that you put a style tag inside the what? Inside the head section of your website, the X section of your website. So meaning that this guy is going to be inside the head section. So whatsoever style you want to add to HTML element here, you put it inside the head tag. E.g., so let's assume in our body section here, let's say body, in the body, close, that's body. In the body we have what? Paragraph, like what we did now. Let me just copy this one, copy, paste. So instead of us putting inline CSS, what we do is either we add the class, what's it called, an ID, we can call it para, meaning paragraph, or we add a class. Either way. So that's why you could see all of this one that we're creating here. We put car ID, we put class, and so on and so forth. So let's say we have this one para as well. So the name can be the same, however the attributes are not the same. So ID, class. Okay, so the way we reference them, this one is different from this one. So now let's see. So let's assume we want to add the same style that we just added to this particular element. What do? Inside this tag, the style tag, for us to reference the ID, we start with what? Hash, then the name of the ID, para. Okay, then you open your curly brackets. That is it, meaning you are ready to supply the value, the CSS value, like what we have here. If you want to put it, just put it within that. So that is the CSS row. Okay, we want to add the CSS row to that. So let's say color, we want to add color to be white, like what we did. Then background color, we want to change it to black. Then padding, we want to rem. Let's say we are going to achieve the same. So we don't actually have it here, meaning this is just like I'm putting a comment through for you. So now what we need to do on the real HTML file, we go inside the head section. Which one is the head section now? Here we have it here. Can you see? So if you can see now, I say inside the head section. This is the head section. We have what? We have the style tag, and inside the style tag we now have the CSS row targeting this element. How are we targeting it? By using the ID. This one symbolizes that this is an ID, and if it is the class we want to use, you start with what? You start with full stop. Can you see? This one shows that this is a class selector. So this is called selector. Okay, it is called, this one is called ID selector. If you put dots, it is called class selector. And if you put only, let's say you put only P, this is tag selector, tag name selector. So I'm using ID selector because can you see it now? Good. So I'm using ID selector. So inside the S section of the real HTML, so let's replicate that. We start with style tag. Can you see that now? Then what's the name? Do we have name for this? We don't actually. You can add it if you want. So let's add it. Of course you must have it because it's very important. We have more than one P here. So if I should use P in this place to affect all of this, okay, I will show you what that implies. So why are we using ID and paragraph? So let me say replicate the same. Can you see what we have just done now? Can you see it now? Okay, you will see nothing actually happened until we had the style. So we are using this we are using ID selector. So inside this place, let's do what we have in there. Let's copy this, or let's type it. Okay, color white. sorry, I like white background, black. Then let's say padding is the space between the container, okay, the space between container. So can you see it now? We still achieve the same thing. Wow. So that is how to add CSS internally to our HTML. You will see it's very clean now, right? We are not adding it here. So if you have any mistake, if there is a mistake now you want to change it, you just go to here. It's, it adjusts itself. Okay. So if it is this one is what? This one is the ID selector way of styling. Okay. So if it is if I remove the ID, let's assume there is no ID here now, and we have para here, which is class, and you do something like this, it won't show. It won't. Can you see? So meaning you are not using ID, there's no ID. If it is class, you start with dot. So let's see what will happen. Can you see now? So that's why we are putting class or ID. Okay. And if I should remove the class as well, and I want to reference using tag name, let's see what will happen. Can you see it now? Meaning that all the P's here, the paragraph here, the paragraph in here who all carry the same property, the same style property or rules. Okay, so that is why you use ID. Imagine in a class now, we can have more than one Matthew, in a class. So how do we know in the university? How do we not know Matthew that is passing or Matthew that is failing? Okay, so we use their matric number to identify or to separate one Matthew from the other. Okay, so because it is possible you have Matthew Smooth twice. So how do we differentiate them? We use ID or their matriculation number. Okay, so that is how it goes. So let's do that again. Let's go back to the class. Can you see it now? Cool. Okay, so that's not what we're doing now. So we are not actually interested in this one called internal styling. So now let's go to the chill one. I love this. Okay, now for the external styling, what you need to do, create an external file with the extension of CSS, e.g. you can say style.css. That's it, and of which we have done already. So I'm going to be opening it here. So this is it. So having created that in the same folder with the HTML tag, don't forget, with the HTML file. So you will not import it. You have to import the file into HTML file. Okay, how do we import that? How do we do this? How? So this is how to do it. Inside the head tag section, the head section of the HTML, just add this to it. You will add link. Okay, let me show you. Link. Can you see link CSS? Can you see? So when you type link, it will give you that by itself. It will give you the IntelliSense will bring it up for you. Okay, that's what I mean. So now we have this. We have href is equals to style. So let's assume that that's the conventional name. Actually, we call it style. What of if we want to change the name? If the name is not style, let me just change it. Let me change it to something else, or something else. Let's say let's call it index CSS. Okay, index CSS. So this is not index CSS again. This is not style CSS. You have to change this to the name of the file, not, can you see, index. That one just suggested, intelligence suggested that name. So you can change it whatsoever your name, the name of that file is, that's what you're going to put here. Okay, you can change it to style, you can change it to index, you can change it to home.css. That's what it's going to be. Okay, so I can call it the CSS file name. Okay, any name you want to put there. So that's how to link that. Okay, but however, we don't have anything yet here. So if we go back here, we don't have anything. So let's do what we did internally. Now let's extract it to external. So remember, we added a code here before. We use the para and the id and the class selector. So the same thing applicable. Instead of putting the internal style, which we have removed, you just put it here. You can see it's cleaner and neat. So we have the class called para, right? Or let's start with p. Let's use p. Okay, p what we've created the file. We've linked the file here, which is the external file, linking it inside the HTML. Then we want to add the CSS through. So let's say color white, that's text color, background color black. Then what again, padding, let's say 2rem, and see what will happen. Cool. Can you see it now? But it's just only one of this paragraph we want to add that to. So that's why it's very, very important you use id or class selector. So we have a class selector there called para. See, it is here. Can you see? It's only here we have it. We don't have it in here. We don't have it in here. So it only selects this, apply the CSS rule on this alone. Can you see? Cool. So that is just the introduction. Now let's get started by putting positioning this the way we want it. So first and foremost, let's target the container. You know, the container houses all of those. Okay, so let's target the container. And before then, let's target the container. Let me show you something. So the container is a class, right? We have container class selector. So let's say container, let's say background black. Let's say background, is it black now? Or let me see this, how cool it is. Oh, cool. Should we go with this? Should we go with that? Sorry, I'm not okay, let's check something cooler than what we have here. I think red is cool. Well, that's good. Okay, let's use blue. Blue has been my nice color. Okay, what's this, man? Sorry guys, let's choose, man. Cool, let's go with this. Okay, good. Let's make it do with this. Okay, let's make it do. Cool, let's make it do with that. Okay, cool. Nice. Okay, now you can see this an external margin. Let's do that. To get that, let's go to this, open your more tools, go to what, developer tools, or you hold hot and option command and high, or on the window you hold your control hot high, so it will bring this to you. Okay, so let's open this and inspect our website. Can you see? So you can inspect your website there. So let's click on this, select an element in the page. So let's click on that and bring the cursor here. Can you see it now? So it's showing that there is what? There is let's click on that. Okay, I've clicked on that. So we have the CSS. Can you see? It shows that there is a margin. There is a what? A margin in there. So is showing that the container is not actually touching the body of this window. It's not. So by default there is a predefined margin. Okay, so let me show you, and that margin is inside the home. Let me put the home tab. Can you see the home tag? So let's try that. Let's say home, body rather, sorry. Let's put background so as to see it. Let's put red. Can you see it now? So it shows that the body has padding pushing the text inside. So what do? We can remove that by doing, you can say padding. Let's check if it is padding 0. Let's see, it has no effect, right? Good. So let's say margin 0. So what do you see? You see there is margin right and left. However, the top we still have margin there. So it is advisable anytime you want to start anytime you start developing any website, to do this. Always do this. Can you see there's still margin? How do we remove it? So instead of you using the body here, just put hash me all this padding margin in this website, remove all. Can you see it now? Do you see it there again? No, it's not there. It's not there again. Okay, so it's not touching the head. Can you see this? Let me remove it again. Let me comment it and you see it again. Can you see? But when I uncomment it, the space disappear. So cool. So always start with that. That's why you always see it. I don't know if you have seen something like that before. That's what it means. So now let's continue with our development. Then here we have the aim is to have this container to occupy all the height and the width, but it's only occupying the width but not the height. So how do we do that? We'll first of all change the display, and also these are on top of each other, isn't it? They are on top of each other. We want this to be at the left hand side and the form to be at the right hand side. Let's do that first. Display flex. Use the flex. Can you see it changes the orientations to horizontal? So we have this left hand side, we have this at the right hand side. Cool. Also we want this to occupy this height of the screen. This is the viewing the browser screen. So how do we achieve that? You use what? Height. The height is 100 view age. That's view height. Can you see it now? Cool. So for the purpose of padding, margin and all of those, it is advisable to always use box sizing and put it border box, meaning it's not going to exceed this height, because if you don't put this, it's going to add the value of padding to the height, then it extends that to 100, and that's why you have overflow that you'll be scrolling. Okay, so with that now, it won't go beyond this height. Even when you are giving padding and all. Okay, so and I want this to be at the center, not stacking at the top here. What do? We having given it a display or flex, you can say justify, because this justify content will not work if the display is not flex. Okay, so let's say center. Let's see, can you see it now? Center horizontal. So justify content, position your element at the horizontal center. So but we want it to be at the middle here. So how do we do that? We use align item center. So align item center, position it vertically at the center of the screen. Okay, good. All right, now we are done with that. Let's work on this one first. Okay, how do we do that? What's the name? If you close this now, these are the two containers inside the main container. We have info container and the container form. So info container, let's target that info container. container underscore info. So what do we want to do there? Let's style. We need gap in, we need space in between the two. We don't want them touching each other. So what do? Even inside this container you can add a gap there, since we have it displayed to be flex, so it has a property. This one will also work. You can put 2 rem, let's say 2 rem. It gives space in between, there's gap in between the two. Okay, so let's work on this first before we yeah, we have inside, we have h1 and p. Also, let me change the font family for all of them. You can do that inside this place, or you can do it inside body tag. Font family, you can add font family depending on your preference. So let me use Verdana and this. So let's go. Cool. So what this one, you can see it has 4 values. So if this is not on my system, it moves to this. If this is not on my system, it moves to this. If it's not on my system, it moves to this. Most especially when you host it on website and the user system does not have Verdana, then it moves to this other one. Okay, Geneva and also HHC. So you can see the font has changed. So let's move to this major one. So we want to change the colors to white, the text colors to white in this stead. Okay, and also we want to change this to white. I think all of them should actually have this similar color. Okay, white. Let's change this to white color. White. Should we use pure white? I think I saw one now. Okay, let's use Alice Blue. Yeah, it's too sharp. It's too sharp for me. Okay, let's do that. Okay, it's cool now. It's cool actually. All right, cool. Let's put padding. To this. Okay, let's see. Let me show you something. Always do this to know the size of the container you are working with. Okay, so it will give us can you see, this is the container info. Can you see it's taking this one? So let's put a padding around this so that our text will not be touching that size. So padding, let's say 3 rems, and see what will happen. So that's padding. So padding, good. So I think padding is cool, right? Good. Okay, I think that is okay for now. And we can decide to change to say okay, percent. Okay, all right. I want to can we squeeze that now? Let's target this guy and this guy. Okay, let's put line height. I think 2 is 2 work. Good. Can you see it gaps the line? Remember, take a note of that. Let me comment that. Can you see there was no space much in between them, but now line height is 2, pushes it in separating them from another. Okay, from there also let's make sure that this is not taking the same length as it is now. Let's pull it or reduce the size of this tag h1 and p. Okay, h1 and p. So we are targeting it since it's inside this container. This is another way of targeting it, so that if we use h1, you know what happened initially the first time we use p, it affects all the p's. So in that state, we can actually target a specific tag name using the class name. So now we can say, okay, from the tag name of container info, target h1. Okay, target h1. So we are telling him it to target this particular H1. Then what are we giving it? We want to use the width of 80%. Can you see it now? Can you see it now? Let's put this as well so as to see it also. Good. Can you see? So we are using 80%. If it is 100%, look at it. If it is 100%, it will take the same size except for the padding there we have there. So it will take the same size with that. Okay. So I always tell you use both so that good. Always use that. It's very important so that it will not be adding this value with the width itself. So you can see now. So let's reduce it to 80%. So it's so, but we don't want it to be at this corner. We want it to be at the middle. So how do we do that? You can see the space here now is like 20%. So we want it to share evenly. This will be 10%, and this left hand side should also be 10%. So what do? We say margin left 50% auto and margin right auto. So this will help share the value in perfectly. Can you see it now? So even if you reduce the width to 7, it will still share. It will have the same value both sides. Okay. Now let's target this one as well. So what do? Let's copy and paste. Dot container info, target the P, the paragraph in there. So the width also, let's say 70%. Can you see? Since both of them have, at least they have the same width, that's the same thing, the same value we want to add to the width. You can copy it. You can copy and just put comma and paste it. So we can put comma for the two selector, the first selector and the second selector. So they will have the same thing. Can you see it now? Cool. But however, we want to change the size of the font size. So that is when you can now say, okay, let me further define it this way. So you can have, when you have the same value, you can put it together. But when you have alternate value, you can now, call that element separately. Then add it, let's say font size. Let's say 12 pixels. Let's see what will happen there. Cool. You can increase it to 16. Let me see 16 how it's gonna be. Oh, it's too cool, man. 14. Oh shit. Okay. I want it to be cool. I want it to just stay only one line. So let me try 13. Good. I think it's cool now. So we can now remove all this our line. We can remove it now. Let's remove that line. We don't actually need it. Cool, we've removed that. We can remove this as well. I think we are cool. We are good with this one. We are good with this one, right? So we are good with this one. Okay. But if you are not pleased with the font size, you can increase it. But let's leave it that way. Learn how to code with Spark ICT Hub. Subscribe, smash the like button, share, help your friends to see this. Okay, now let's move to the left hand side of this video, this page rather. Good. All right, let's move. We want to target the right side of the equation. That's container. We are done with the first container. The second container says container underscore form. That's form container. However, so container underscore form. Let's put border so as to see also. Good, we have it. So I told us initially for us to change the orientation. This orientation is not what we want. We don't want horizontal orientation. We want vertical. All this text should be beneath one another. However, for us to get that done, is actually inside a separate div. Can you see? It's inside a separate div. That is called form control. Okay, but for this one now, we can still work on this one. let's target this guy here, this particular guy P. So to target the P, we have dot container form target P. So the P there, we want to, let's put a border too and see what we have there. Let's use, oh, can't use blue, okay, let's use white. Okay, good. So that's that. So we don't want it to take 100% as this one too, as what we have here. Let's equally reduce it to 90% or 80%. Let's see, 80%. Oh, cool, man. Oh, 80%. 80%. See that now? Can you see? 80%. Then this similarly, okay, 80%. Then let's put padding. Let's put 4 pixel. That's the unit of measurement. Okay, let me put 1 rem. That's just a unit of measurement. I think it's too much. Let's say 7 point, that's 0.75 rem. I think it will be good now. Good. So we want the form to have the same length, the same width as this also have. So since that is the case, we can equally say comma form as well. Form, can you see it now? So form has adjusted. Then we have the the time to learn. Thank you. All right, sorry for that. Okay, now moving this, now we want to push it to share this size, this remaining, we are using 80%, so the remaining 20% we want to share with both side of the screen of the container. So remember, what do? We use margin what? Margin left, that's auto, and margin left auto, can you see it pushes it to the right side. Okay, margin right, let's see what that will do as well. Pew. So we share this space remaining into 50%, 50%, that's 50-50. Now cool. Okay, we can proceed. Now we want to gap this, they're touching each other. I want to gap this word here and gap this other one here. I told you what to do. In the main container that houses the two of them, there are two things, the two elements, paragraph and the form. So inside this form, container form, where is the container form we define? Yeah, this container form, you have to change the display value of that to flex. Then from there you will be able to use the gap you can use to rem. But however, by default, if you don't set flex direction, by default the flex direction is row. Let's see, can you see? So it will change the orientations to row as we had initially. So let's change it to flex direction column. Cool. But this place is too much, so let's just give it what, the gap of 1 rem. I think that's cool. So now let's work on this title first. Let's work on that first. Okay, what's the name again? We have this. Okay, so let's target that one alone, not with the form. Now let's target that alone. We are only targeting this alone. The form and the paragraph, they have the same properties, so that's why we call them together here. But now that we want to give this particular paragraph property, which is peculiar to it, you have to define it separately. So we are still doing CSS. Okay, so let's say background, we want to give it a purple, a blue, violet. Cool. Hopefully I think that's cool already. think it should be cool. Let me undo, man. Yeah, yeah. Oh, color riot, okay. All right, let's try to be good, okay. Let's try to be good. Let's try to be good. Let's try to be good. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's try that. I think this is cool, man. Let's remove this. Let's remove all these border line. Good. So this edge now, the color, this one I want to position it at the center. Okay. To do that is very simple. Just say text align center. So it pushes it at the center of the the container. Then this edge now, let's say the color to white. I think let's change the color to white. Okay, let's copy the white we use for this. Okay, this white now, since we are using the same white for all of those, okay, you can actually copy. Let me just take it easily for you. Okay, so let's copy and paste here. That's the color we're using, white cool. So this edge, I want to make it a curve, not sharp edge. Okay, so we use border radius. Let's use 5 pixel. So you can see now, you can see the edge here is curved, or you can decide to use, let's say, 23 pixels, so as to have a very sharp curve side. Okay, good. So I think we can now, let's put something like shadow, so as to show the difference between us and the background. Okay, so shadow, that's box shadow. Let's say 1 pixel, 2 pixel, 2 pixel. So that's one, let's say 3, 5. What can you see? It pushes it up a little, but let's increase this value as well. Let's increase this value too. So it shows that, let's say 16. Let me see what will happen. Oh, cool, man! It's showing. All right. Let's try to increase this and see what will happen. Oh, sharp, 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 sharp. I think you can see that effect now. I'm going to do something, say crazy now. Let me use the word crazy. Okay, let's try and change background and see. Let's try and switch the background a little. Yep. So you can see now it shows the back. It shows the shadow below. It shows it's spread. This one help it to spread out clearly. Okay, that's it. It's spread across the 4 sides of the body. Okay, so if I increase, let's say I increase it to 64, let me see what will happen. Okay, let's try and change the color we have here. If it is not black, let's change it to white and see. Can you see? Show something is crazy here. Red. Can you see? But let's go back to the black we have initially. Yeah, but we're going to reduce this guy to 16 as a 12. Good. Then reduce this to 4. You can just go and see the one that you feel like cool. Okay, let me say one here. Good. I think it's good now. It's good. Okay, now let's focus on this other one here. Now we have this is CSS. Now you can see the CSS is making it cool, man. So let's um change the orientation of this. I know somebody is thinking, okay, we need to use display flex, blah blah blah. Yeah, you're right, correct. So inside the form we have another container called form control. I think this form control is supposed to be for each of those each of this. Sorry, let's break it. Yeah, so let's wrap that inside the form control. This one too should be inside another form control. This field should be inside another form control. You can edit that. And this two should be inside another form control. You can try to edit that. This label and the input, this one to another form control. You can try to do that, please. Good. Now we have that, so we can remove this. So they are actually inside the hen. So now all of them are inside the form. Okay, this is just, let me close, move this, move this, move this. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 inside the form. So let's change the orientation of, can you see it now? The div are stack element, they are block element, so by default is a block element. Good. So but that's not what we want now. So why this one shock, man? So let's increase this to 9. Let me see what will happen. Okay, so meaning let's remove the width. Then let's remove this width. Let's be 100%. Even if I don't put it, let's say 100%. Good, 100%. But if I remove it now, it will still be 100%. Okay, so that's what it does. So let me undo and see what will happen. Good. So if I remove it now from 100%, good. So we can remove this guy. So let's increase this padding. So padding top, padding. So we can actually remove this. Let's remove it since we are not using that again. Let's put padding inside this separately. Padding for this. The top, let's use 0.75 rem. That is 0.75 rem. Then padding right 1 rem. Let's see what will happen. I think it's cool. Yeah. Yep. So 2 rem. Let me try 2 and see what will happen. Good. I think that's cool a little, right? How do you say it? All right. In order to evenly have this, you can see now this one is like it's gaining strength over this. So in order to have even sizes from each of them, let's go back to this. We want this one to have 50% of the major container. So let's just go back to the what's it called, container info, and add flex 1. That's 1. Then for the other one, container form, let's add flex, because their parent container is flex, display is flex. So let's put 1. So we take 1 1. Can you see it now? 1 1 1 1. So evenly they distributed the space. Now but this one is too large, so meaning we can reduce the width. Then let's reduce the width. Let's reduce the width the way we did initially. The width of its own container, comma, and form. So let's change this to the width now should be 80%. Now I think it's good. Good. Let me reduce it to 70. I think 70 is good. Or how do you say it? Yeah, it's good. 60. Yeah, 60 is good actually. So now margin left auto, it switches it to the left right hand side. All right, margin right auto. Good. However, even if you don't want to do it this way, having given it the weight, okay, you see, you can still use what we use. This is it, right? Yeah, you can use what we used initially for the other one. Justify horizontal, justify content, that's center, right? remember that center, and let's see if it will work. Align center. So yeah, it actually works. So meaning you can either use margin right and left, it will position in the center, or you use that value we just used, since we have display flex as well. Okay, so let's concentrate on this form now. So how do we target the form? Going down here, we have the form control. So let's work with the form control. So form control dot form control. So form control, let's put padding solid and red. Good, you can see it now, form control. So what we're going to be doing now is we want this field to take the 100% of this div. Okay, so without further ado, and also yep, and also let's make it okay. Don't let me do that, I don't want to rush you. Okay, now let's target this field. Let's target that field, that's input field. So we can call that what's the name? Input. So input type is equals to text. So let's target that and say width of that should be 100%. Can you see? 100%. Why this one is showing? Oh, it's because of this password supposed to be hidden. So the type of password should be password. Okay, so it will not, you not see it now, it takes the position, the normal position. Why? Because if you type in here, it's supposed to show that, but the reason being that we are not targeting it. So let's target that as well. Instead of the type text, we put password. So what happened? It adjusts back to the normal. Okay, cool. All right, now so let's make it cleaner. Good, I just press enter. So comma is here in between the two. Then width is that. Then the height, okay, instead of the height, let's say padding should be, let's say 4 rem. Oh no, not 4 rem, it's too big, it's too big. Okay, let's say 8 pixel. So 8 pixel top, right, bottom, and left. So now I think this space here we can still increase it to 16. So instead of, we say top, this padding takes 4 value: top, right, bottom, and left. Okay, so if you supply one value, value, it will be applied to all of those 4 sides, that top, left, right, bottom. If you supply 2 value, let's say 8 pixel and 16 pixel, so the 8 pixel will be applied on the top and bottom, while the second value will be applied to the left and the right. Okay, so meaning that you can say 8 pixel and 16 pixel. So this is top, right, bottom, and left. Can you see? Okay, let me show you so that I can see this bottom. Let me change this to 32 and see. Can you see it now? So that is what we mean by that. Okay, so we can change this to 2 values. So top, bottom, we take this first value, and left and right take the second value. Cool. I think we can use 16 for all of those 16 roundabout. Good. But we want space in between them. I believe you know what to do. The gap, we can use gap between them, right? The gap. And what's that gap? How do we apply that gap? We apply the gap in here in the form, because it's the form that carry all of them. So form should be, the display of form should be what now? Where is the form? Do we define form separately? No. So let's just put it somewhere here. Form display flex. So it changes it to okay. So we have to change the direction, flex direction to column. Good. Then we can now apply the gap now. Gap. Can apply gap to be 8 pixel. Can you see it now? Gap. However, if you don't want to give it a gap like that, but I prefer to give a gap in this regard. However, if I don't want it, I can remove this guy. Can you see? I've removed the guy. Then there's something I want you to notice. So let me put border. I want you to check something for me. Red. You will see that this is going outside the container, right? Let me see if I should add padding. Remember the padding we added for this where is it? This one. Let's copy the same thing. Let's put it. I want to check something just to confirm. Cool. Can you see the padding? But this is going outside this place. So let me see if display flex can actually correct that for me. I'm noticing this now. Column. Okay, column. Then let's say justify content center. Align content center. Margin 0. Okay. All right, I'm trying to get something here. Form is this, right? Form is directly inside this. So that's control form. So let me say control form width is 100% of the parent. Good, 100% of the parent. Then padding or margin then should be 0. I'm wondering why this is. Let me inspect. Let's inspect that. What is making it to have that space beside padding? Why is it going out of the? Okay, let me check something. Contain. Content. I'm wondering why this is going out. It should be inside this. Okay, let me try something. Let me try something div, right? Div. So let me call the class form. Let me see what will happen. Post and remove this. Please pay attention. We're trying to check something out somewhere. Is it that let's try and remove for the control? Okay, yeah. Let's say margin is 0. form is 0, margin is 0, 0, padding is 0. Something is up somewhere. I'm trying to get where the issues. Okay, 60%. 60%. Yeah, if it is 60%, it's cool. Okay, let me check something. Okay. I think this is what is causing issue. Let me say 60%. Yep, is this guy that is causing issue, the width. So I got to the parent size. So let me change the form back to its normalcy form. Good. So it's going to be, is this guy that is causing issue, this so let me see. I think that is 369, but no, let me adjust 369. Let's say 369. That's the width of the input. 369, right? 369 or 370 pixel. It's not taking it, so meaning that we're going to be giving a fixed width for the form control. So let me give it, don't let me use percentage, because the form itself is 60%, so using percentage again is very somehow. So let's use 450 pixel. I think 450 pixel is cool. 450 pixel, margin auto. So we're going to be having it at the center. Good. Then now we can now say the width of the input should be 100%. So let's see. Oh, why is it going off? 100% of the parent. 100%. Object fit content. Oh, we have to have a proper stuff content. So let me okay, let's go with 450 pixel. So it should take the same size of the parent. Oh, what is going on here? This is form. Parent. Form. Okay, let me say position relative. Okay. All right, let me we'll do that. Let me try something. Flex. Okay, flex. What again do I want to do with flex? Okay, let me leave the house first. Okay, let's adjust that. Let's say 400 pixel, 420 pixel. I'm going to search out. Okay, 19 pixel. Somehow. Okay, now let me change the border radius to 23 pixel. I love that. Okay, let me reduce this to 18. 18 is okay. 17. Okay, 15 rather. I think 15 is cool. Good. I think it's better this way. Good. So this form, the form now, okay, we have the form here. Okay, form is here. Good. So the form, I'm going to be giving a background of white. Would that be cool? I think it should be background of white. Background of white. Don't forget we are using form name, not class. Okay, let's use background of white. Good. Then the border radius, we say 10 pixel. Cool. Now let's remove this. Now let's remove all the border we have in there. Good. But this we have to separate. They are touching one another. So the control now, the control is what houses the label and the input. So inside the control, let's just put, but I told you this is top and bottom, this is left and right. So if we add another value to it, it's going to be for the bottom margin. Can you see it now? Bottom margin. So I think the margin is too small. Can we give it 16 pixel? I think it's good now. So let's put padding for the form. Padding top is too small, so let's increase it to 2 rem. Yeah, 2 rem. Okay, good. It's making sense now. What again can we equally do? Hovering on this. When you hover on this, you should show the form. Let me change the form now. Let's target the input. Let's target the form size of the input to 16 pixel. Let's see how big it's going to be. I think it cool. So let's target this. When you hover on this, guys, it should not show you, let's say, over is a function, I suppose. Over, it's not a function. Yeah, it's just a pseudo code. Okay, over. Then over, let's say, let me just put border 1 pixel solid and red. Let's see what will happen. Can you see? When you over on it, it shows that. Okay, so for the first one, let's say box sizing this so that it won't expand. Okay, good. So what again do I want to? Let's remove the outline of the input field. None. Let's say none. Good. We don't have any effect yet, so let's say border none. Good. So there's no border. Can you see it now? But can put so I think we can increase this guy to 500, 550. Good. I think 550 is good. Can you see it now? It's good. The size there is cool now. Okay, now this red is not cool, so let's change the colors to something else. It's gonna be let's use something gray. Yeah, I think it's good now. Is it? Yeah, it's good. It's good. Oh, cool, man. This tutorial is not that. Let me play. Brain charge. Okay, you're welcome. I hope you're enjoying the tutorial. Cool. The font size, should we increase it as well? Let's increase the font size by targeting the input font size from this to 18. Let's see, 18 is cool Cool. Right, correct. So now let's type this as well. Then we have the JavaScript, the Oga. Now, now I think the space here. Can we? Is it cool? I think it's cool, but we need the shadow to show very well. It's like the shadow is not showing. Let's go. Can you remember that we use what? Paragraph. I mean P. That's P. Okay, it's here. The shadow. Shadow to be white. Is it white? Oh, okay. Let's go back to the normal one. Yeah, but now let me put it 0.5. I think 0.5 is okay. 0.5 is okay. Then this should be 8. This should be 2. Yeah, it's visible now. It's visible. The shadow is visible. We can probably put shadow for this as well. Let's try shadow for our container as well. Let's just copy inside the form. Okay, since 2 of them will be having no, let me separate them. Okay, let's put it inside the form. Let's see what will happen. It's showing black. Let's use the white shadow. Spread it out. Let's spread it out. Let's increase this to 16. 16. And this, let's reduce it to 35. So let's give it 65. And can you see what I'm seeing there? Okay. Cool. Then it's to spread. Let's remove shadow from that. Alright, let's continue with our work. So this now, let's work on the button. So the button should equally have the same stuff. So what I will do is just say comma button dot submit, right? That should be submit button. Let's try that. Cool, it's there. Submit button. So for this submit button, I want it to have color blue and white text. Is that cool? Let's try it out. Would that be cool for us? This is not how I'm trying. Okay, let's try. Okay, I'm going to put it before. Yeah, let me put it here. Background color should be what we use for the background, for the container background. Wow. So text color should be something we use for the bubble color. I believe with this you've learned all what you need to learn. Oh, cool, man. So let's make the fonts to be bold. Wait, bold. Cool. I think we can speak. What's it called? Word break or space. Word space. Let's say 2 pixel. Cool. 2 pixel. I think should be lines, letter spacing 2 pixel. pixel. Yeah, I think that's what I want to use. Cool. So now I want to change these pointers to hand pointer. So what do? We say cursor pointer. Good, it makes sense. So now when I hover on this button, so let's leave space button, margin button. Should we say 8 pixel? Cool. Is it or I should make it 16? The 16 is so okay. I think it's cool for the top as well. Margin top 16 pixel, but it's going to be too much for top because we have a space. How do you say it? I think it's cool. Yeah, it's cool. Let's leave it that way. So the over now, when I hover on top, I want us to change the colors to white and the text to color, the opposite color. Okay, so what I'm doing now, I'm going to copy this guy, paste it here, put some over, see the code, then remove all of this because the only thing I want to change now is background color and the color itself. So I'm going to change color to background color, then this background color to color. So when I hover on it, can you see it now? Can you see? Cool, man. Okay, what else should we do now? We've not added. Okay, let's work on this one. It's too big, the text is too big, and it's going to be at the left hand side of the stuff. Centralize. Okay, it's this. Okay, yeah, it's good. All right. What we want to do? Okay, this guy. So what is the name? Is found inside the form P. So, but let's give it a class or an ID. Let's call it. Let me show you how to use ID. Let's call it policy. Agree to policy or policy agreement or policy agreement. So to target that, we use hash, then the name policy agreement. So I've used all the old selector in CSS. I've used class selector, which is this is the class selector. Okay, this is the class selector. I've used this is what ID selector, and I've used what the tag name selector. So now we want to change the font size to 12 pixel. Very good. Then I'm putting it at the left hand side. Is it left hand side? Text align left. Text align left. Excuse me, let's check something. 1 pixel solid and left. Okay. It's pushing it here. So let's say width should be 100%. Let's see what we have. Since it's 100%, I can easily push it at the left hand side. But let me put padding so that it moves in line with this other value. Or let's use the same value for it as well. What we use here, let's add it here. Yep. So you can see now it has the same stuff. But however, let's change it to 100%. Then I'm going to be using padding to hold it. Padding. Let's say 8 pixel. Let's see what we have. So padding 16 for the left and right. So it's expanding. Can you see what I'm saying now? Box sizing. Good. So box sizing we adjust it to the normal. button from there. Okay, let's put it. Let me say 32 pizza. I think it's good this way. Or what do you say? Or should it be at the center? Or I should left hand side? Okay, let's say right hand side. Right. So let's target this. Is it right? Should be left. Oh sorry. Left to mine. Cool. Left is good. Then I'm gonna remove this policy on the line. This on the line. I'm going to remove it. How to do that is to just target. No, we use anchor tag actually inside this stuff. So let's target this. Although we have one A anchor tag, if I put only A, but however, in the time as time goes on, if you want to increase the anchor tag there to be very messy. So let's do it this way. Just say text decorator. No, we don't want to underline. That's what it means. So it removes that. Okay, so cool. So let's put full stop actually. So here you can change. So let's put the color. Should we change the color? Let's change the color. Let's say the text color should be the same as the button we have there. Yeah, it's actually showing. Okay, should we put red? Let's try red color. Yeah, cool, correct, man. So we are done with HTML, CSS. So let's use our JavaScript. So when I click on this button, it's expected to do something. Can you see? Expected to take the first name, last name, and whatsoever to push it to the database. So how do we do that? Let's continue. Let's go back to our code. I'm going to be closing the CSS now. Close this one as well. Then open our action JS. Good. I need this. So now, if I write any code here now, let's say aloud, that's the first thing to print something out. Let's say this is JS for action. Okay. So nothing happened actually. Nothing happened because we have not linked this as we linked CSS with it with HTML. So you can now see HTML is like that structure of the house where you come to paint, you come to do electrical wiring and all. So the same thing applicable to this guy. So before the closure of the body, you can inject your JavaScript. So JavaScript can equally be added either inline, internal or external. So we are using external to make our code neat. Okay, to do that we use a tag called script. So script, we have the source. So what is the name? Since they are in the same folder, what you need to do is to just call the name, write the name of the action, and that's all. See what will happen now. Let me refresh. You see, this is JS for action. Okay, cool, man. So now we have not done anything yet because this has to be, when I click on it, it needs to do something for us. So let's try that. First and foremost, the way JavaScript reads HTML file is it sees it as document. That's why it's called DOM. That's DOM. Okay, document object model. Okay, so now first thing first, for us to do anything on this guy, we need to first of all, let me put up some pseudo code. Get the elements. That's the first thing you do. After getting the element, write the logic. So the logic could be that, okay, I want to add logic could be, I want to okay, the button, the element should do something when I click on it. That element could be what? Such as button or button etc. It could be anything. So now if I click the target is the button. When I click on the button, it should do something. So, and this is the element. For me to get this element, the way we got the element in CSS, we got it by using class or ID or the name of the button. So however, to get this, we can use the class or the ID. So I'm going to be using the class to get this element. So don't forget, I say the JavaScript sees HTML file as a document. So now to get that, to create a variable called let's say button, let's use the same name, button submit, or let's call it join button, or anything you want to call it, just make it descriptive. Okay, so let's maintain the name submit button. Then you could see now the whole HTML here, the JavaScript will interpret it as what? Document. So inside this document is like a store. So inside this store, I want to look for something. I'm looking for a bag of rice, where we have the bag of cement and all. So because the bag has been described as rice, so I go for the bag of rice, not bag of cement. Okay, so the same thing applicable to this. I'm going for an element of button called submit button. To get that, I can say document dot query, that is search for something. So what am I searching for? Since it's a class I'm using to select this button, I'm going to start with dot, then the name of that class, which is submit button, the way it is there in the HTML. Okay, so the compiler goes straight and gets this for us. So let me move this comment. So this is the right comment, get the element. So to get the element, I'm using this. To get the what? This button here. Okay, now let's try something out there. Now I want this button to do something when I click on it. So that makes me, you say, I will add event listener story to do something for me, the logic. So the variable is called this. I'm still using a variable. I can just use this one directly. So but however, let me just take you one after the other. So add event listener, that is when listening to an event is click. We have different type of event. We have click, we have double click, we have different form of them. You can go to W3 schools to learn about the type of event we have. Click, comma, then you write a callback function, call arrow function. Here it's called callback function. So meaning that this event takes two parameters. It takes two things. Let me just put it this way. So that you get. So event is a function. This is an object. Now we got it from this place. It's an object we put in this variable. Then this variable becomes an object. Then dot, its action, its method that it can perform. So we are adding event listener. So this event listener take event name, comma, and a function, a callback function. You can call it callback function. Okay, so these are the two parameters that we need to supply inside this guy. So the event name we want to do is when we click. That's it, event name. So the callback function we can use function, normal function, or we use arrow function. I believe you've seen something like this before. It's a function, can you see? So this is how to write out the function, the arrow function. Can you see? This is it. This is the arrow function. So inside this argument, you pass event. This means event. You can type it in for event. So what you want it to happen, okay? Now let's do something. Let's just say alert. click this is a submit button. So this will not come until I click. So let's refresh. Initially the first one we did, when we refresh, it shows that this is JS for action wherever. Now, but this one, until you click, you won't see it. Can you see it now? Shows good. So now that is how the JavaScript reads the element from HTML. With query, we can use ID, we can use class. So I'm going to have used class already using what? Using query selector and the name of the class as we have it here. So let's look at the ID, how we can get other things. So we want to get the value that the user enter from here, enter here and enter there. Okay, so how do we do that? So if I click on it, I want to get it and print it out here. Okay, so how to do that also, I think somebody is thinking about that. So we need to get each element here too and get their value. Okay, so how do we do that? Using ID. So we can use ID. That's why I use ID for this other one, this first name ID, this another ID, this another ID for email, and the ID for the password. So that's what we're going to do. So using ID. Now let me comment this one, using ID. So now let's say cost first name, let's call it first name as it is, so that we know. So we say document dot get element by ID. Can you see that's the difference between the class and the ID? So this one you don't need to put hash, just write the name of the ID the way it is here inside this place. Okay, ID. So I'm going to do copy and paste. Copy, please don't do that in case, so that you not make of course it will even show you error, but it's not because of this place now, it's not advisable for you to be doing that. Okay, so let me say email, password, good. So we've gotten all the elements we need. The end of the hand. Okay, so let me leave that so that we will not get somebody confused. Okay, now what will happen is inside this place that we want to collect that. Let's try something out first. Let's say alert or console. Let's put it on console. We can use alert, we can use console. Let me use console first name. So what I'm getting, remember I told you this become an object, isn't it? Okay, let's put it on alert too, so that we'll see what I'm actually talking about. First name, let's see what that will be on the alert section. Let me comment the console at first. Okay, so when I enter anything, even if I don't enter anything, if I click on this one to show me that what this is an object, this is what HTML input element, an object. Okay, so if I put it, let's open our console. Console. So if I click on the console now, this is not responsive. We're going to work on that. Okay, cool. So what I want to do now is look at this place. Now inside this information, you see if I click on it, it won't show anything, but let's remove this, let's comment this and put this on. That's console.log. If I click on this, you only see what you will see. This is an object. We are passing an object. Remember it was an object. Let me comment this. Let me refresh. Then click on this. It shows that it's an object. So this will show us the property, everything that is assigned to that object. Can you see? We're able to check what the first name and this, because that is the only one we are printing out. So now if I want to get the placeholder of this element, what do I do? Just say dot placeholder. So it will give me whatsoever inside this place, so that I can use the first name. Let me click on it. Can you see? it gives me what? First name. So if I want to get the value that user is entering, it can't be value. Can you see? It only give me placeholder because it's the placeholder I'm asking for. But if I want to get the value, what I will do is just dot value. So let's see what will happen. If I click now, you can see you don't see anything. It's actually showing you that you have what? It's a string that is showing you empty string. So let's enter something here, spark, and click enter. Can you see it now? We now get the value. And if you observe something, when I click on this, if I click on OK, it disappears. Like, sorry, if I click on OK, when I click on this, right? Excuse me, let me see something. Something is soaking somewhere. Okay, I think the behavior is kept constant now. Okay, now, however, to prevent the auto reloading, can you see what happened now? You can see auto reloading. If I click on this, it disappears. That's auto reloading, even if this one is not there. Once I click on this, you can see it disappears. So what do? That is why we pass that event value. So you prevent the default action. Okay, so if I enter the name now, I press enter, you can see it does not go away again. Can you see? When I click on enter, it's not going away. So to get the value of each of those things, you use their value. Is that correct? So let's do something now. Let me say get the element, get the user input value. So for the first name, I'm going to be using f name is equals to, because I can't use first name again, it's going to show error. Okay, it's going to show error. Okay, let's try that out first. Dot value. I think this should give me an error, but let's see first if it will not. Let's do something. So it's showing error actually. There is an error here. Can you see? Assignments to constant value at HTML 14 wherever. So it's because of this. Now let's change it and see if there will be an error again. F name. Let's see if there will be the error we have here. Let's see. SPA. Let's press enter. Can you see there is no error? So meaning that if you have a global, this is a global variable because it's outside the function, this event function. So it's outside the function. It can be accessed outside or within. But this particular variable you have here is what we call local variable. This is local variable. I mean, the f name is the local variable, is a local variable which can only be accessed within its scope. Scope that inside that function that is being declared. Okay, why all of this one, they are global variables. These are global variables. Okay, it can be accessed anywhere in the, that's why we can access it here. Can you see first name is a global variable. So let's get other value too. Last name is equals to last name value. Constant email. So since we have the email already, let's use this Canon case. Then the last one is the password. So let's use WPD is equals to or let's use so that we can be pass and word. Okay, is equals to password. Cool, I think it's good now. So good. So let's check if user actually enter value. Okay, let's console log everything first. Console log, let's say first name, first, enter, comma, let's put space in between them, comma. Yep, so we're going to do the same for them all. Space in between, space in between, so yep. So let's run this. Let's go back to the code. Let's go back here. If I click on this, it will show error on console is not a function. So meaning console is not actually a function. We have to log it. Console is like an object. Good. So this is a function now. So let's put something spark ICT up. Then let's say spark at ictup.com. Okay, then the password, let's say, okay, so if I click on submit, we have it here already printed out. So you see spark first name of this day. So this can be submitted inside our database. That's the plan. However, what if the user refuse to enter last name? How do we know? Can you see? And we don't want to populate our database with what? With empty value. So we have to check that also. So everything is JavaScript, you can see now. So let's try that. First and foremost, you will check. You say check if user entered all the required field. Okay, and all the field are required, so we use if statement to do that. If it enters it, we want to do something. If no, we want to do another thing. So we want to display error message. We want to show this red when you submit and there's nothing here. We want to show this outline to be red. Okay, to be red, and also show circle exclamation mark showing an error, and also error message beneath it. So let's take it one after the other. Let's say if the user refuse to enter any value, it's going to be what? It's going to be just an empty string. Okay, can you see? It will be empty string, meaning it's going to be something of this nature. That's empty string. Okay, so that's what we're going to be checking. So let's check if the first name is equals to this, that is empty string. What do? We want to add a property. We want to put color red, this outline to be red. Okay, showing that something has happened. You can use, if I play, nothing is showing. We want to put red roundabout so that we see. So for the first one, we have the what? We go back to the object. This one is just value. Then we go to the normal object, which is the first name dot style dot. We want to target the class. Okay, let's add the class dot class. There's a method called class, an object called class list. Then class list, we want to add a CSS class to rate, and that CSS class, we don't have it yet. We are going to call it error. Okay, so let me show you what that means. So let's open our and inspect. That should be under inspect. Okay, inspect. Let's inspect this one again. Good. So please pay attention to this place. We've added a hand. Look at it. in this place we only have a class. We don't have a class here actually. There's no class here. But that class, if there is nothing here, when you click on submit and there's no value here, it's going to add that property, that attribute to this particular one, not all of them, but this one only. Look at it. Let me expand this. Can you see? Not all of this is first name, this is last name. So let me click on this. What do you notice? It added what? A class dot error. Okay, this dot is not supposed to be there. Let's remove that dot. So it's going to add a class to it called, let's look at it again. It's going to add, if there is nothing supply, it's going to add that class called error. So when it adds error, we want that error is going to be the class that we're going to be styling in CSS. So we need our CSS back. So let's open the CSS. We only declare that class, but we don't use it initially. So we declare it this way. Then we say border 1 pixel solid and red. Okay, and red. Okay, that red is too sharp. Let me reduce it to something cool. Okay, it's too cool. Good. So that's now. Let's reload our page. That's now. If I don't enter anything, let's assume I enter something for all of these ones, then I click on submit. It's going to supply the value. Can you see? It's going to supply red to this. Let's see it first. Let me see something. The class has been added. The class has been added, but nothing. It didn't show anything here. Actually, the value. Let's see what happened. 1 pixel solid. So it's because we remove the input. Okay, this is the input. Good. You know, we remove it, we say none. So let's give it 1 pixel. 1 pixel. 1 pixel. Solid. Then we are going to be using the color of the background. Solid, let me see. Okay, sorry. Let's leave it unknown. Let me see what is going on. Okay, let's add this to it. Important. Let's put that important. Good. It works. Important. We have to make it important, okay? Because it's override now. Let me refresh. So let's make this to be cooler, right? Good. So if you look at it, by default we don't have class called error. So the error shows up when the user refuses to supply information. Okay, so the error shows up when the users refuse to supply the information for this one, right? But other ones might. So let's click on that. Can you see? It sets it to be what? Red, showing that errors has occurred. It did not submit, but other one did not. So we have to do the same thing for all of those as well. So what do? So now if I enter value and I submit, it's still showing red. I don't want that red to show again since the value has been supplied. So I'm going to use else here, that if the value is not equals to empty, do this again. Remove that class called error. So remove, there's another method called remove. Can you see? Now let's try it again. Let's submit red, but let's try and put name. Let's try to submit. Can you see it has removed because you have supplied this value? So I want to give you 5 minutes to do. I want to give you 1 minute or 2 minutes to do the remaining one. Check for delay and this and this. Your time starts now. You can pause the video and do that. Okay, good. You're welcome. All right, what we need to do now is to just replicate what we have done. For the last name, we put last name, then change all of this. I told you copy and paste is not good when you are programming, okay? So however, we gotta do that. Let's try it now. Good, it's working. So Spark, let's say, okay, let's leave this one now. Let's click on okay. Can you see? Since I've not entered anything, let's enter something, it disappears. So we do that for the email as well. Email, but don't forget, email value is email. The M is capitalized. That's one we are checking, not this other one. So, and also for that reminds me something. I'm coming. I'll show you the password too. Password, yeah. But the object of the password is normal password, small letter or true. Password word. Okay, good. Now that reminds me something. This email type should be email, not text. Email. So this one gives us the level of authentication. So you can see now it adjusts back. So what we do is to go back to the CSS where we have this this one. You copy, paste it, comma. So you have to change the type to what? Email. Let's check it. Can you see back? So you do the same thing, copy it and paste it to the over as well, so that it can have over effect as well. Then over. Good. So this way, can you see? Good. It's working fine now. So okay. Now where are we? We've already change all of this. Good. So we've checked for error, remove and add error. So if I click now, it shows error on them. If I enter something now, it remove error from the one that you supplied the value. So the same thing to the other one. So what we need to do now is to show the error circle inside this place. Let me show you. To do that, we go back to HTML and create a small div. Let's call it a div. We'll call it dot error circle. So we can create a div like this also. Can you see error circle? That's a class. So an exclamation mark. So let's go to the CSS and style it. Dot error circle. So let's put the border. Let's see what we are working on first. Solid and red. Can you see it now? It's too big, but we want a perfect circle. So we are giving it 23 pixel height, 23 pixel. Let's see. Cool. Can you see it now? But this one is supposed to be at the middle. Or before then, let's say the circle now. The radius circle. I believe you all know how to do that now. 50% gives us a perfect circle. Okay. Then after then, you have to, for you to position this exclamation at the center, let's use display to be flex. Display flex, so that we can use justify content center. Can you see? to position this guy at the center, but it's not now horizontal center but vertical center. For us to achieve vertical center, we use align content center. Can you see now? It's perfect. So the background should be red, so I'm going to be using background color should be red. Let's copy, let's use the same red we use for the error, for that error. So red, good. And the text color is going to be white. Text color white. Or let's use this white here. White. Okay, I think this is good now. Good, white. Oh, it's not too white. Let's use real white. Let's go up. Is it white? Oh, cool. Error. Let's remove that rubbish. Yeah, good. So let's go back again and see the white. Yep, I think it's good now. So it's this, it will be here somewhere around this place. So to do that, I'm going to be using position, absolute. So absolute makes it to be on top of anywhere. It can be anywhere on this container. Now having done that, let's say right, we want to send it to the right side. So the right side, I'm going to put 0 there. So it sends it off. Can you see? It sends it off this container. Our aim is to position it a bit out. So meaning that this container that is housing it does not have a position. So it's using the body container position, and body container position by default is what? Relative. So it's relative to that major container, which is the body. For us to make it to what? To be relative to the immediate container, you have to put a position value to this as well, because it's inside this what? This label. We can use the label or we use this one, but let's use the label. So let's call the label. We are using the tag now. We are not using either class or ID. We are using the name of the tag. So let's say position relative. So it will adjust back to its parent. Can you see it now? Good. So the top. Now for us to actually center that, let's use inside that label too. Let's use display flex. Let's check. Display is flex now. Can you see it now? So we can now use align center. We can use align to the center. Can you see it now? Good, it's there, but it's touching this. We want to pull it in a little. So what do? Instead of giving it 0, we give it what? 16 pixel. So it pushes it in a little, right? Can you see it now? We now have the same size as we have it here. We have the size here, the padding here, we have the padding too here. So this is it. Okay, good. So we are going to do the same thing to all of them. However, before going further, let's look at it. It's not supposed to be showing like this now. So what do? Let's do something. It's supposed to come up when there is error. Okay, so how do we achieve that? Let's do it, then we will now copy and paste. Okay. All right, let's do that now. Okay, now by default we don't need to show this. So what do? Let me create a class called hide. The hide display is going to be none. So okay, that's none, but if you look at it, it's still there, right? So we're going to call the class inside this place, inside the circle. So can you see it's not there again? It's not there. So want this to come up once there is an error. So what do? We have to get the name as well, right? We have to get it inside what? Inside the JavaScript. So let's go up and get it also. We are using class, okay? So let's use class for this one, using class selector. So now we say constant error circle is equals to document dot query. We are using class, that's why we're using query dot. What's the name of the error? Error underscore circle. Can you see that's the name? Okay, good. Having gotten that, now let's come down here. So each of this one now, we are getting the first error. So since we are using class, and of course we are going to be using, this is the first element. Okay, let's put it inside this one as well. Let's put it here inside other field. Let's put it here. Okay, and lastly we have it here as well. So you will see now. Okay, let me remove this hide. Remove the hide so that you will see it now, that we now have it. So we have it here, we have it here. So the first one takes the index 1, index 2, index 3, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 of them, right? So in computer science, our own counting starts from 0. Unlike mathematics, you start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? But in computer science, we start counting from 0, 1, 2, and 3. So meaning, if I want to get this, I get it at what? Index 0, index 2, index 3, index 4. So that's an array actually. So let's return back the hidden so that I can hide it for us. Good. So why did I explain that? Because this now, selector will take all wherever he finds the circle, because we have circle, error circle, they are 4 now. So it is going to return it as what? As an array of value. Okay, let me show you that. Let's print it out. When we click on, let's say log inside that function log, let's say error circle. So let's see what will happen. Let's open our terminal. So let's see, watch out for this info side. So if I click on this guy, what do you see? We see how many steps? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's an array. Can you see node list? It's an array of values, of keys now. Can you see it now? Can you see 0, 1, 2, 3? So it starts the counting from 0, meaning the one at the top here is 0, is followed by 1, 2, and 3. That's what it means. Okay, so having gotten that set now, what do? We need to, when there is error, we want to remove the hide class. You know, by default there is an hide, right? We have the hide class here. So we want to remove it. When there is an error, it should show that error, that there is an error. So circle dot, so the first index, the first error circle is the what? At index 0. So dot class dot remove. We want to remove that. What's the name of the class we want to remove? Hide. So let's go back again. So let's click on this. Can you see? It will remove that hide class, and it will display, because by default the display is blocked. It shows it that there is an error. So let's do the same for all of those. So, but if there is no error, let's assume we have supplied the name, it's not supposed to be there again. So what do? We need to come back to this place and add it again to the circle. Okay, dot click dot hard. Can you see? So if I press in, if there's nothing there now, and let's say we supply, it is expected to disappear since we have supplied that. Cool. So we're going to do the same for all of those. For the name it's 1, for this is 2, and for this is 3. So for the other one, if there is no error, you want to remove it. So you go to the else, then change this to 1, change this to, I'm copy and pasting, okay, to 2, and that's 3. Okay, let's go back here and see error. So if I supply my name now, password, can you see? For these 2 ones that we've supplied, it will disappear, then this one remains. So we have done that now. It's working fine now. It's working fine. Let's go ICT or subscribe. Yeah, ICT. see? Let's submit. Cool. So since we've supplied that, it's no more there. Cool. So the next thing we want to do, we want to show error message. Aside this one, we want to show error message beneath this place. So how do we achieve that again? We're going to do that here also. Let's say paragraph, call it error message. So can you see it here? It's going to be at this left hand side. So let's call it, let's give it a class name. Is it class or ID? Should I use ID? Anyone you want to use, you are good to go, man. So let's use the same thing. Let's say error text. Okay, so meaning we're going to go there also. Error text. Let's style that also. Error text. So to be the color is going to be the same red we use for this guy, for the error circle. Then let's see, then the font size, we're going to reduce it to 12 pixels. It's still big. 12 pixels is still big. So let's say piece 10. Excuse me. Oh, not here actually, it should be here. So the font size 12 pixels. I think it's cool. But we need space, margin top. Let me put margin top 4 pixels we do. Is that okay? Okay, let's increase it to 8. Oh, 8 is okay. Then text align right. Cool. So we want this behavior to show. We want it to show once this is not there. So let's give it what? Let's inside display we go say invalid first name. Invalid first. Okay, first name cannot be empty. Okay, first name cannot be empty. Okay, so this is peculiar for the first name cannot be empty. Okay, first name field cannot be empty. Okay, what again? Okay, we're going to do that for all of them. Okay, copy and paste immediately after the label. So you just customize the error text message there. That's last name cannot be empty. Also this one, the email field cannot be empty. And password cannot be empty. So we have it already. Can you see it now? So we don't want it to show the same way we did for the circle. Can you see? It's going to be like this. Okay, that's the active state. So let's do the same. I know you know what to do now, right? So let's go, let's get it. Let's copy and paste. So we're going to call this error text. Okay, then what's the name of this? That's error text. So it gets all of those, and you, of course, you know that this will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So let's hide it first, meaning we're going to be putting the same hide class also there, right? Cool. I believe I'm not too fast. Okay, if I'm not too fast, please let me know at the comment section, and also please let there be a review, comment, like, share, and also please subscribe to this channel. That encourages me to do more of the video. Okay, I'm here to help you get that dream job you've been looking for, okay, and to train you to give this tools to you. I know I'm here to take you a step at a time, okay. Good. It's hide it off. So now let's go to the today's now. So we know what to do now. Error, can you try that now yourself? Let me give you, pause the video and do it. Pause the video and do it. All right, you're welcome back. I believe you got it right. So this now, we do the same thing. We remove when there is error, we remove it also. Let's remove it. Let's do the same. So I'm going to copy and undo, copy. So when there is no error, we will hide it. So when there is error, we're going to remove it. Okay, let's put one. Let me do this one first, all of this first. When there is error, what have I done? This is correct. This is correct. This is where it's supposed to be now. Okay, this is 2. This is 3. Then for when there is no error, we had it. So 1, 2, and 3. Is that 3? 3. Good. So let's go and try that. Cool, it works. Okay, let me try something. Okay, let's try. Pew, it worked. I believe yours also worked, right? Good, it works. So now let's complete this. We want to make a situation whereby when I click on eyes, you've seen that before. When you click on eyes, you show the text we have here. So I'm going to be doing the functionality for that right now. So the name of that one is what? What's the name of the field? It's called what? Do I give it anything? Okay, password. Should I call it a file? So let me use ID to get that. I think we've gotten that already. This is the password. So I'm going to be setting a no. Let me create a small eyes. So these eyes can be gotten using what's it called? Font Ensemble. But however, I'm not connected to the internet now, so let me use this. Let me say review password, review underscore password. So this, when you click, it is expected to show you the password. Okay, so that's what I mean by review password. Okay, let's see it. Can you see it here already? So I'm going to be sharing the same CSS I applied on this circle. Let me see if I can still use it. So v, comma, dot. Let's see if it's cool. I think it's cool, but however, let me set this property separately. Sorry, let's set it separately so as we know what we're doing. Okay, so width should be 23 pixel. Height 23 also pixel. Then the font size should be 12 pixel. Let's see. Good. So the padding is also relative position absolute. Yes. Then right. I think right should be 16 pixel now. The same way and the same place where we have this. Okay, so it's like this one is 2. Okay, display. Let me use display to centralize the word. Display flex. The circle is actually resting on. I want to put it at the center. Content center. Align item center. So let's remove this one. Let's refresh. So I think it's okay now. The center right now. Okay. What else do I do? Okay, let me put a border around it, solid and black. Yep. So, but I'm not. I don't really like that. It's not at the center now. It's like it's not at the center. It's not the center. So let me use padding. Although you will see as time goes on, I'm going to show you the highs, the normal highs. Okay. So, but let me just improvise for that. Okay. Trying to provide. I think it's cool now. It's cool. Let's remove this. Good. So, and I want this pointer to be hand pointer. So okay, or cursor pointer should be pointer. Okay. So when I click on it, it is expected to review the password. Okay. So that's what we want to achieve. So, and also it's going to, when I click on it, so okay, alright, when there is error, it's going to leave this place, but when there is no error, it's going to detect. Okay. So let's call the name. The name is what? We are using class, right? So we're going to use class to get that from this place. So let's use class. Let me put it under this singular class here. So we have review password word. So I'm going to call it review button, review password. So let me remove the button, review password. So that's cool. So coming down here, immediately after this, the whole thing, after the event of the class, don't forget this is an event for the submit button. So after that one, you start another event. So the event for the review password. So add event listing. I believe you know what we need to do now. We supply the type of event, which is what? Click. Then we supply what? A function, a cover function. We are using arrow function again. So what we check first if the password, don't forget, let me show you something, console, so that you know what I'm doing. So password is the name of the object we want to check, this name of object. So let's see what we have here. So that if I click on this now, let's password, or let me just type there. You should see, okay, excuse me, let's comment. We are not printing out. So this is it. This one can now go to the database. So having passed when all the checks are done, then send to the database, send to the back end. Stop. Okay, now let's continue with this one. What I want to see now is, okay, the object is called password. Okay, so this is password. So we want to see the type of this type. Let's see the type. Let's refresh. So this, if I click on this now, it's supposed to give me the type. We're not print. Okay, yeah. Let me comment this. Okay, refresh. So let me click again. Console log, password, just type. Okay, it's like the name is not correct. Or reveal. Let's see, review. Oh, it's correct. It's actually yes. Sorry. So is this small circle here? So it shows me password. That's the type. Okay, that's the type. So we're going to check if if the type is password, you won't see it, right? But look at it. If I change this password, look at the input here, the type here. If I change this to text, what will happen? Let's see. Can you see? It's visible, meaning that it's the parts that hide text, the plain text, and why the text shows the pass. So that is the logic we are going to be doing here. So let's ask the question: if the type is equals to password, then change it from that. You will now say dot type. We want to change the type to what? Text. That's all. Everything you need to do, just put it in double quote, text. So let's check that out. Can you see? If I click on it, it shows me. So when I click on it again, I want it to change to password. So we say else password dot type is equals to password. So this one does the magic. Okay, let's do it again. Pam, 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 pam. Clap for yourself. Okay, now cool. Now what happened is we want this guy to disappear. You can see it's showing when there is an error. So we are going to do the same. Let's just, the name of the object is this. So coming here under a password, when there is an error, when there is an error, we want to hide it. Dot add the class hide. Okay, let's try that. You see it's hidden. So when there is no error, let's assume I put password now. So it is expected to come back. So meaning we're going to now remove the hide class from it. So instead of hide, we say remove. So let's see. If I type, if we have error now, can you see it's not there? So if the user enter password, it's now back. Can you see? Good. So that's all. So let me show you one more thing before I call it a day. So on the mobile, you can see it's not that responsive. So first and foremost, and also you see it's not responsive. So to make it responsive, there's something inside the CSS. We have something called jQuery. I'm going to be doing video on that, but however, let me just put you through something simple today. jQuery at media query. So you can read up in your W3 school it's a rich place. Check W3 school for more information on that. Okay, it's very important. On screen, you know what this one. You don't need to cram all of this thing I'm doing. So then this is the jQuery. So meaning everything you're going to be doing, it is expected that on the desktop we want it to be side by side, and on the mobile we want this to go up. This guy to go up, while this other one should be beneath it. Okay, let's look at it there. What do? You go back to the main. Look at it, this container, we have the container there, right? You will change the orientation. Don't forget the container property was declared here. Yes, can you see? Let's just copy it. Let's copy. The only thing we need to change, so you're going to define it inside this jQuery, meaning that, okay, this is the screen, meaning screen, that is the screen that is maximum. Anything under 768 will take the same property you are supplying here. That's what it means. So we don't need this, we only need what? We only need flex. I told you by default is horizontal, right? Let me just set it here. So by default on the mobile screen is horizontal. Is flex direction is row, which is horizontal by default. But on the mobile, we want it to be a vertical. So that's the only thing you're going to change here. So just say flex direction column. That's all. It does the magic. So that's all what you need. Can you see it now? So we can, let's put padding. I think we're supposed to put padding here. Was it padding? No, actually, let's put padding. Let's put padding of 5. Is 5 rem not going to be too much? 3 rem. So 3 rem, it's okay. So So padding, we put let's say, yeah, 5 rem, 5 rem, 5 rem. Okay, then okay, we should work on let's work on that responsiveness. So 5 rem, 5 rem, good. So we've added 5 rem already, but I don't know why this one is showing us 5 rem. Then for the on the mobile, it's not going to be 5 rem. Let's change this to padding 3 rems so that it will not be too big. Let's say 2 rem. 2 rem is considerable. Then let's move into the information, container information. Let's see the property we have here. Let's copy it, copy all, then come down here. We're going to be changing something there. So this one is flex, good. Color, we are not actually changing. Okay, the only thing we need to change here, I think, should be in the rem. So let's say put 1, good. So that's padding. Let's say 0.5. So it's like this used to be too much too. Yeah, 0.5 then. So I think this is cool. Then let's change this height to 1. Let's say 0.5 then. It's good, okay. But you will see that the space here is too much, okay. The space here is too much, this side there, meaning we have declared h1 and p. Let's cross check. Okay, here we have. So we're going to change from 70%. From 70%, let me copy it down to this place. From 70%, we're going to be changing this to 100% now. Okay, so let me say 100%. So instead of this 70 on the mobile, on the main screen, we now have 100%. Can you see it's spread out of that? Then we have auto. We can remove this auto side wherever, since we don't have a space already. So this text is 13. I think 13 is cool. It's still okay. I think that 13 is still okay. All right, good. So let's now work on this other one. What we call, okay. And don't forget, I remember we put height viewpoint. Where is it? Height view under display. We need to change it. We need to change it from view inside the container. We need to change the height to fit content. Let's see. Yeah, fit content. Can you see it now? So that's why it's removing that fit height. So we have it that way. So now what else do we do? Okay, I think this h1 too, we can equally do something so as to not take the, it should take at least 3 to, okay, let's see, let's check. I think that's h1. H1, is there h1 here? H1, okay, I think that's what we do. The h1, we can replicate that h1 font size on the mobile. That's font size on the mobile should be medium. Let's say, oh, medium. Let's say large. Let's say like excuse me, larger is 2. Okay, let me use 24 pixel. Oh, can we use 32 pixel? 2. Okay, I think 28 should be okay. 32 is, let's leave it the way it was. I think it's good that way. Yeah, it's okay. All right, let's work on the all the parts. We are done with this one. Let's work on the form container. So let's try the property form container. Where is it? Is here. And the form, let's take it one after the other. Form container. Form container. We want to change. What are we even changing here? Is it the gap between them? The gap is okay. 1 rem. Center. I think all this is cool. So the only thing that we need to work on is the form. Let's see what we can change here. Copy the form. Copy the form. Let's copy the form and the container. Copy the form. Don't forget, all these are inside the jQuery. Okay, so form. The form is 2 rem. That's padding. Okay, I think we need to work on this. It's not supposed to be touching this side as well. So let me see what we can do. That is inside the container form. Let's see what is happening. Container form. So container form does not actually have padding. So let's put padding from the main padding. Let's say 2 rem. Okay, padding, where is it? 2 rem. Okay, 2 rem. Let's see the main screen. Let's check the main screen. If I remove padding, what will happen? It will. Okay, now let's remove the padding inside this place there. Let's add padding rather. Container underscore form padding 1 pixel, 1 rem. So let's view it on the mobile. Good, but it stays somehow. I think, yeah. Let's now see what we need to do. So the name of the first item here, let's target the first item, which is P. That's container form P. Yeah, container form P. So instead of this percent, container form P. Form P, let's say 100%. So 100%. 100%. Okay, cool. 100%. Good. So this one now, P, 100%. Then the form, let's say is the form that is causing issue now. So the form, let's check the form. What do we have? Let's copy the form here. See, always put box sizing. That's good. So we are solving it small. So form now, let's copy the value here. Okay, we are getting somewhere. Form. So this padding, I'm going to change this to 1. Then flex direction, they all have the same thing. Column correct. Center remove. Margin remove. Margin remove. Margin remove. This are there already, so this is the only thing we are reducing. Okay, padding, we reduce the padding. Good. So let's continue. We are breaking it small. So now we have form control. Form control, where is the form control? Form control. form control. There's even this P, this form P. Let's see. We need to reduce that one to some value there. So we have padding top. Let's reduce this, and the form size, the font size as well. Let's change this to in 16 pixel. It's too big. 14 pixel. I think it's okay now, but something is still don't like this. Okay, we're gonna get it right. Okay, so that's the last thing we're gonna do. I want you to pay rapt attention. If you have any question, you can chat me up in the description below. Of course, you can get my email, message me, and I will respond to your email when I'm online. Okay, all right. Going to this place, searching for form control. Please take your time to look at that. So to get for the responsiveness of the form control, right? So we have the form control is the one causing most of these issues. So let's come here and drop it, then change the weight to, can we use 100%? Let me see something. Cool. So you can see now it's adjusted to the normalcy. Okay, so let's try something. Instead of 300, will it work? 300 works. So 300. So let me increase this to 400. Oh yeah, let me use RAM. 34 RAM. Good. 24 RAM. Good. I think it's better. Not absolute value now. Relative value. Good. I think relative value is better. All right, now I need work on which one is giving us this fixed value again. Okay, this margin, we remove the margin. Good, we've removed the margin. Then the container, is there any other thing that is giving us that crazy value? Okay, let's check, let's cross check. Anywhere we have a fixed value, please let's check it. Okay, form control, we've changed that. Okay, let's equal it. Check this out. Why we fix our eyes on all that thing. Okay, let me try that out first. Oh. We don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this, we don't need this and this. Cool. So yeah, we can change this ones to 24 RAM. 24 RAM. Cool. Then the padding, I think the padding needs to go 24 RAM. Can we change this one to 20 RAM? Okay, the 20. Okay, I think the RAM is good. Wait. Where should I work? I think this is inside the label. Let's see, let me check this forms. 20 right. Padding 0. Okay, let me see, fit content. Okay, fit content. Then if that is the case, 20. Good. Good. Okay, what again do we do? Okay, this should not touch this. We shouldn't touch this. I think the issue should be from here. Margin. Good. Finally. So let's work on this one too. On this, I think that's the issues. The issue we have there too is the paragraph. Do we say, let's say with fits content. Yep, good. It works. So that's all. So that's the end of the show today. Cool. So on our, let's go to this place now. What we need to do is to just, where is it, container, is it this place? No, container. Yeah, this container, this, let me see, 100%. That's 100%. Okay, let me use fit content. Cool. So it was fine, fit content. So let's check the mobile side. Oh, cool. Cool, man. So subscribe to my channel, as we'll be giving you a lot of tips. Now with this, you've learned all that you need to learn in HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. And of course, I will still be doing a video on guess game, where the computer will be suggesting a number and ask you to guess the number. So if you get it right, you are a winner. Okay, so I'm going to be doing that as time goes on. Dropping that. I'm going to be doing full stack for those who will real life problem, where you're going to be submitting this form and all. Okay, so please stay tuned to this channel. I'm here for you. Okay, let's play our soccer sound.